MPI family, let's have a talk, man. I want to share an experience I had recently by helping a client over the phone. We reached out to Care Credit to discuss lowering her interest rate on the credit card. And what I discovered was nothing short of just shocking. The interest rate on a credit card, 32.99%. That's not just high, it's reprehensible. During a conversation, the customer service representative informed us that there was nothing they could do. Frustrated, I asked to speak with the manager, hoping for a different outcome. Unfortunately, the manager reiterated the same message. There was nothing to be done about lowering the interest rate. When I expressed my disbelief, I called it highway robbery. Said it right on the phone. The manager defended the bank's position. Of course she would. That's what's buttering her bread. And she cited the disclosure terms and agreements. Here's the unsettling truth. Banks are well aware that most people don't read the terms and conditions of their credit cards. They know this. They bank on this. They hope you don't. They strategically place many of their clauses in the fine print, and some of them in plain as day, hoping that they won't read the paperwork at all, banking on the fact that customers will just overlook. This allows them to legally charge exorbitant interest rates like 33%. And while it may be legal, there's a difference between legality and morality. So let's think about how reprehensible a 33% interest rate really is. What kind of investment can you find in the open market that you can get that consistently offers a 33% rate of return? If I could find that opportunity, I'd be hailed as the best financial guru out there on the street. Yet here we are, Care Credit exploiting people by charging them with this astronomical rate, all while hiding behind their legal disclosures. Shame on Care Credit for profiting off the backs of these people, are the most vulnerable folks out there, man. And shame on any institution that defends such exploitative practices by saying, we disclose everything in the terms and agreements. Yes, what they do is legal, but it is not moral. Let's talk about the Truth in Lending Act. It was enacted to promote informed use of consumer credit by requiring disclosures about its terms and costs. Additionally, the Credit Card Accountability, Responsibility, and Disclosure Act of 2009 was a significant piece of legislation aimed at protecting consumers from unfair practices in the credit card industry. The Card Act established rules that require lenders to provide clear disclosures about their interest rates and their fees, and it prohibits practices like retroactive interest rate increases on existing balances unless a payment is missed, right? However, we all know there's always a loophole. There's still loopholes that allow certain firms to evade these practices. For instance, some lenders operate under state laws that permit them to charge higher rates, effectively sidestepping the caps set by usury laws in other states through rent-a-charter schemes. We have a responsibility to ourselves and each other, folks, to read every single word in the documents we receive. It's crucial to go over the fine print, not just once, but 2 or 3 times, to fully understand the agreements we're getting into. Not everyone has a financial coach guiding them through these decisions, and that's why it's important to empower ourselves with knowledge. You know, one of the biggest obstacles I see with the clients I work with when it comes to retirement is excessive debt. I always talk about interest in versus interest out. A wealth building strategy is maximize in, minimize out. Maximize in that you're earning on your savings, minimize out you're paying on your debt. And when we enter into these agreements with outrageous interest rates, we're essentially allowing these institutions to profit at our expense, jeopardizing our ability to secure a stable financial future. So yes, we need to advocate for change and speak to our politicians about making these usurious practices illegal. It should not be permissible to charge 33% interest rate on any card. But we cannot solely rely on legislation to protect us. While my interaction with the bank manager was heated, she was correct in stating they have a legal framework that allows them to operate this way. It's a harsh reality, folks. We must take control of our financial situations. Read every contract you sign carefully and manage your debt effectively. We cannot expect corporations to care more about people than they care about their bottom line. That's just not reality that we can live in. So let's commit to being informed consumers. We owe it to ourselves and our financial futures. Together, we can change these practices and strive for a better, fairer financial landscape. Thank you for listening to my rant. That thing really got me upset today. And let's continue to support one another in our financial journeys. Be the change.